innovative. Walmart was having a hard time a couple of years ago with people stealing the coal packs. The things that break and put on
yeah.
the farm because they got anhydrous ammonia in them, that gets cool, they were stealing all the coal packs from there.
Wow.
I mean, we learned something pretty much weekly that we've never seen, and the pills are coming back, the mollies and that kind of stuff. They're starting ecstasy mollies. That's starting to get pretty big around here now again. I mean, 2 years ago, I'd never seen any sort of pill hardly other than, a hydro or something like that. But now, I mean, it's like Flintstones vitamins,
Candy, looks like candy.
And they got the liquid meth. We got meth that was, it's liquid, and they use it. And that's one of the reasons why the prisons, I mean, you can soak a letter in it, and mail it to the inmate, and they can tear the corner off them. I mean, they got meth. So, and that's basically why the prison starts scanning. They scan everything.
So when you handle the letters, are you wearing gloves and things, or?
Not generally, no.
Just hope just get you.
I don't know, if I drug test Tabitha, I guess I'll find out.
So are you seeing like large amounts of drugs moving through, or is it like a user that has smoke in their pocket?
It's you gotta work your way up the chain. I mean, the deputies get somebody pretty much nightly with a user amount, and here, this year, I mean, they've been getting some bigger dealers. I mean, you may find a gram on a guy at night, but like when we hit the other night, he had like almost 4 ounces, which is right at 84 grams. And, and he had, the guy had ice, 84 grams of ice, he had marijuana, he had powder cocaine, he had pills. This guy looked like a pharmacist. He had everything, and he had large quantities of it too.
So how does that compare, the amounts that you're seeing now, since you've been doing this for 25 years? Do you see, does it kind of ebb and flow, or is it, more?
As far as the meth use, it's, and the ice use and stuff, the use, I think it's increasing. As far as the quantities that we're getting, it's hard to say because we got guys now who's pretty much dedicated to doing that, which before, you take a 50 or 60-year-old man out here from night shift, he really, you know what I'm saying, he's not too enthused about, that stuff, but these, I got the young guys now, that's what they do, and, only thing I've seen, transition I've seen within the last year or two is, years ago, they didn't want off meth. They was like, I'm gonna die doing this, but now, there's so many people asking for help. People are wanting to get off of it now, because they've hit rock bottom and it's running their lives, and they're actually wanting help now instead of not, it's like a smoker, smoker don't want to quit smoking most of the time. But now they're coming saying, I need help, and there's really ain't a lot of facilities to send people to.
So when someone comes to you like that, is there a rehabilitation program of any kind that you?
There's a couple of different places. This one for the men at John 3:16. That seems to be a real good program. Those guys seem like they got a pretty high success rate with that. We got one that's New Beginnings down in Warren. That's just, I don't know if they're just getting funding or what they're doing down there, but
You have to be accepted into those programs, right?
the John 3:16.
Well, it's a process. The majority of the people that we send to New Beginnings is done through Elizabeth Skinner's office. She does a court order, judge signs off on it, and then they come and pick them up.
So y'all know help them, if they want help, y'all do help them try to.
Yeah, a lot of times it goes through their attorneys. Like they'll tell their attorney they won't help or whatever, and then their attorney will talk to the prosecutor, and the prosecutor agree with it. And Elizabeth does the paperwork, gets that all together, two people out of the same county at the same time. They only do intakes on Sundays.
We can't know anybody either, even if they're from another county.
Well, they can know people. That's not the problem. I don't know really why they do that, but they do intakes on Sunday. And if you're from Arkansas County, I'm from Arkansas County, and we both go up there to intake at the same time, they're gonna send one of us away.
Because I know my cousin would be, sorry, probably Tim, he knew this dealer from Pulaski County that was actually there, so when they met in the lobby and were talking to each other, they had to ask why, and one of them
And that's probably why,
Yeah.
it was probably a conflict like that. But I've actually had 2 inmates leave from here on a Sunday to go up there to do it, and because they found out that they were from the same county, the one got to stay, the other one had to come back the next Sunday to intake. Because there are a lot of people from Arkansas County there.
So when they're serving their time, can they go to a facility like that while they're serving their time, or do they have to?
Yes. A lot of times it's not serving time. It's not serving time. A lot of times they've got a new charge, they come to jail, they've been here for a couple of weeks. Oh, I wanna go to New Beginnings. I think I can do good, I need some help. So then they go through the process and they get there. John 316 is done more through family. Elizabeth Skinner has nothing to do with that in particular. A lot of it's just their families will contact and say, hey, I've got my nephew down here in jail, and this is like his 4th time there, do you think y'all can help him? And then at that point, then John 316 has set their stuff up, the family will talk to the prosecutor, and they'll get that all set up. The same thing with sober living, Muskie Harris out of Little Rock. He is actually over sober living in Little Rock, and his is based on income. So there's a lot of factors in the different ones. You don't always get the same thing out of all of them. New Beginnings, I think, is more of a funded, state-funded kind of thing.
And there's one in Hot Springs, you know, I can't remember what the name of that, some house, what is that?
Hope House.
Yeah,
Hope
there's,
House?
you know, we don't really know too much. I had a guy call me, it was like 9 o'clock one night, and he was so drunk I couldn't understand him. He was wanting help, and he said, I'm only going with you, I want you to take me to rehab. So, of course, I really didn't want to get out, but anyway, I got out and he told me where he's at, and this guy was so drunk, and he threw up and screamed, and all the way to the longest ride I ever made. I was so glad, you know. And the thing about it is, you know, I know there are rules on everything. I mean, and I'm not saying to bend them or break. I mean, I guess I am. But, you know, I took him over there that night, and about 3 weeks later, his mother called and says, the parole officer called and said he has to be in court, or not be in court, but report to them at their office in the morning. And I'm like, well, he's in rehab, sure, you know what I'm saying, they're going. And so I called over there, and I said, like, hey, does he really have to be over rehab, you know, he's nowhere free with. They're like, I don't care if he walks up there, but he better have his ass over here. And that was his problem, was because his mother, she was in a wheelchair, she couldn't go get him and bring him back. And I'm like, you mean to tell me this guy's in rehab, but y'all are gonna make him get out of rehab and come back down here just so he can report to y'all? And they're like, yep. And, you know, once they get down here, they're not, you know, once they get back to Arkansas County, they're not going back. And then that was him, he just walked over here a few minutes ago.
So he's back in
Yeah. You know, all,
Clearly.
you know what I mean, and I'm not saying, you know, but, you know, show a little compassion, you know what I'm saying, this guy's trying to better himself. What's all this visit? Let him alone. And they said, well, he did have permission to leave the county without, you know, just silly stuff, you know. You know, you got spirit of law and letter of law, you know, I mean, you gotta fluctuate between both, unfortunately.
So what happens to all your confiscated drugs and paraphernalia and different things?
We, once the case has been adjudicated, we'll hold on to it until the appeal time is up, and then we'll do a court order, you know, of all the cases that's been adjudicated, take it to the judge, and he'll sign off on it, and we'll send it to people, we'll destroy it. They usually, you know, it just depends on what it is. If it's a farm, they'll send it to the crime lab and they'll cut it up, or, you know, if it's a decent farm, then, it's either destroyed or it'll be sold at public auction, you know, the material things will be. Y'all could sit down, I don't know why.
We were so intrigued.
I mean, when y'all walk through the jail, I mean, is there anything that y'all see that, I mean, you're not worried about that, if something needs to be different, changed, or an issue, or something that y'all seen you didn't like, or anything like that?
Like I was telling her earlier, there was a guy in Stuttgart who loved to come here. He was homeless and he enjoyed coming here because the way he was treated here, and y'all gave him shelter, food,
Yeah,
so.
and, I mean, you know, they, you know, I know I'm not gonna say his name, but we had one Stuttgart who passed away. But,
Yeah, that's
I mean, when he came here,
We're talking about
he was
the same
he was a
person.
big boss around here,
Yeah.
you know?
We're talking about the same
He
person.
was shot caller around here, I mean,
Uh-huh.
he strutted around here like he owned it.
Yeah.
Especially when it got cold.
Yep, we're talking about the
Now, when it
same
was
person.
hot, you didn't see him a whole lot.
Yeah.
But like I said, we try to, you know, you got people in there who are totally bad, and you got some who's not that bad. I mean, you gotta treat them all the same, and I mean, it's a hard job dealing with, you know, it's like babysitting 100 kids, you know, with 4 people, you know, they all complaining and everything, but like I said, you know, you show them a little respect, you know, and a lot of them don't want nothing. I mean, like I tell you, when I go back there, I mean, I'll be back there for hours, you know, they'll say, hey, can you tell me what my court date is? You know, just little stuff that they need, you know, but, you know, and when we do serial searches, you know, I tell them, don't throw their stuff all, you know, that's the only property they got, you know. You ain't got to sling across the room, you know, do it as easy as you can, you know. So that's what they fuss about when they come back in there and you done rip their stuff all to pieces, you know. So I tell them, you know, go in there, do a thorough search, you know, don't make a big mess, you know, you'll be good, so.
Y'all do that pretty often?
We were doing it about once a month. It's kind of slacked off a little bit here lately. I've been busy doing other things. Whenever we do cell searches, I go back there with them. I'm right there hand in hand with them, so that's kind of why we slacked off, because I haven't been back there doing it. But, they're just starting. They're just run that dog through here for long, so.
Y'all have problems with people sneaking stuff in often or trying to?
Yeah, they was, we probably get somebody every month, or maybe twice a month, who, you know, who tries to sneak something in there, you know, a lot of times, you know, we used to have, it's all on paper now, the communication, because they like to text more, they like to talk on the phone, so we had the phone, you know, all phones are recorded. You know, if you got time to sit there and listen to some of that stuff, I mean, we call, you know, hey, let me tell you how to fix these shoes. Pull the sole out of them, go to the dollar store, get some super glue, you know, put the stuff in there and then glue the sole. I mean, you know, they'll sit there and tell them, so we're waiting on them to show up, you know. So, and then we, you know, they had some holes in the windows they had knocked out, and they were running a string down, and, you know, we had a gap in the fence where the water had washed out, and they would come through on the fence, somebody would run through here, tie something on the rope, and they'd pull it up, so we had to get all the ones fixed and drive rebar. Like I said, it's a constant battle with those guys.
What are some items that have been brought in that you guys have recovered?
Not here recently, the worst thing I have ever seen, I mean, we found 2 pistols in a pipe chase about 15 years ago. And, I mean, now it's mainly marijuana and meth is what they're trying to get in here. I mean, it's usually no weapons or anything, it's just drugs.
Is that an education program? Is that an education program? Obviously, they're smart. I mean, they come up with very intelligent ideas. I mean, they could put it to good use if they wanted to, I guess.
You know, they don't have education program here. I mean, we have a whole lot of church groups and different people, you know, as far as that side of it, you know, religious side of it, and things like that that come in. Pretty much daily, we got somebody coming in, you know, they'll have classes and different things like that, but as far as bringing them all in, sitting down, having a classroom, you know, like try to get their GED and all that kind of stuff. I mean,
So, I mean, if they're mixing drugs and stuff, obviously they're pretty good with science and
oh, yeah.
chemistry.
Yeah, guaranteed.
I couldn't do anything with that stuff.
Yeah.
I'd blow something up, but.
Yeah.
What about on the TVs? Is there a restriction on what they're allowed to watch, or is that pretty much open?
They have just, satellite, I'm not satellite, but aerial, which kind of limit, I mean, you
Like
know.
477.
Right, just your basic
Basically.
non-news channel. But those channels are pretty, I mean, every channel's pretty bad compared to one I used to think the Benny Hill show was nasty.
Definitely getting in on the address, it's not.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
They're invested.
But you know, football, stuff like, I mean, you know, there's usually something for them to do. Like I said, they'll sit there and watch TV and, you know, that's just time to, you know, I know they're inmates, but everybody needs a little something. And, she probably told y'all about putting the coolers, the drinks on, I'll let you tell that.
When I first became the administrator, these guys back here, they fix drinks to take back there whenever they're feeding. And they were taking like juice and water and coffee and tea or whatnot, whichever meal it was. So I decided that I would buy 10-gallon igloo coolers with the spouts on them and mount them in each barracks. They come out at night when they're locked down. They take them out. The next morning they clean them. They put ice and water back in them. So that stopped us from having to take water out there. Plus it gives them ice water all day long. I guess I implemented that in January, February, something like that.
Work well, I mean, like I said, you know, when you don't have nothing, you know, it's like starving at cracker tastes good, you know, you go over, instead of sticking your mouth under the sink, trying to get a drink, you go over and get you a good cup of cold water, clean water. You know, we had our state of Arkansas sent an inspector down here. He comes in once a year, and this guy will literally stay here almost half a day. He would talk to every inmate that's here. Every one of them. I mean, where are you from? I mean, he talks to all of them. And after, he was here, last month?
Yes.
And he said that's the first time, he said there's 109 people in this facility. He said, out of the 109, he said none of them had anything bad to say about it. He said that's the first time I've ever had that happen. It's never, they said that's unheard of. So she's doing a good job. She just got so much on her plate as far as hiring and training and stuff. You know, people calling in sick. Like I said, when you don't pay nothing, people don't really care too much about the job. And, you know, and you got 4 people here, and one of them calls in sick. I mean, that's inconvenience. Somebody on down the line. I mean, that just continues. So.
Have you had any inmates just pass away and you didn't really know why?
Not here. We've had, I think it was probably back in 2002, we had a guy who hung himself back here, and that's the only other death that we've had. We had one that was iffy. I think it was that last year, Patricia, when the guy fell out? The guy from Mississippi, that was this year, wasn't it?
That was in January.
Yeah, I mean, this guy just sitting at the table reading a book, and I mean, he's just on the floor, just nobody around, I mean, he just hits the floor. They run out. Patricia's a paramedic or EMT, what? She starts medical treatment on him, and he didn't make it, but. That was a story I'll tell you about. I don't know if you. This is how things go for me. You know, this guy was from South Mississippi, and I don't believe in calling people saying, "Hey, your loved one passed away.
I was
I
gonna
remember.
ask how did you
Especially, you know, we don't do it out here on the street, you know, if some, you know, car wreck, whatever, we're going to, have, you know, we're
I
gonna
went to his house.
try to answer your questions, so. That happened at 6 or 7 o'clock, and I told Tricia, I'm like, I'm driving to Mississippi, I'm gonna tell his wife, you know, what happened to him, and, you know, I wanted it to come from me. So, I get like 20 minutes away, and I call the sheriff's office, and I say, it's Todd Wright, Arkansas County Sheriff. I said, I'm wondering if you got a deputy that's available where they can take me to an address. I said, I've had an inmate pass away in my jail, and I want to go speak with him. And she said, what's the address? And I told her, and all I heard was screaming in the phone. It was his wife was the dispatcher at the sheriff's office.
Oh.
So, what kind of luck was that, you know? So, I went ahead, luckily, she was at work, around her co-worker and stuff. It was got its good side and bad side, you know, but I went up to the
You were
sheriff's
doing
office.
the right thing and still ended up telling all of wow.
How does this job affect you mentally? I know, like, when you're passionate and your heart is in what you do, how does that affect you, like, your mental state?
I can tell you, I mean, I won't say that I got officers that here recently having some issues. You know, this job will, over time, it will affect you. I mean, it's, you know, you're not heartless, but your mind, somehow your mind changes. I mean, and I'm certainly not trying to sound terrible, but I mean, I've had my hands on dead bodies, I mean, hundreds and hundreds, and I'm talking terrible looking stuff. And it don't bother me. But if I see a dog running across the street behind me, I won't look in the mirror because I'm scared that dog's gonna get hit. I'm like, I don't want, oh man, I want a dog to get me. And it just, you know, you kind of get numb to, you push it back, but the problem with pushing it back is something's gonna trigger it to come out, and then you don't know. That happened to me, I guess the year before last. Been going through a lot of stuff. My first 2 weeks of sheriff, I called him my son because I raised him. He was actually my nephew. He was 20 years old, and he passed away of a drug overdose. I mean, he left my house Friday, went to go see his grandmother, and Sunday morning we get a call saying he overdosed and he's dead. And, you know, that hit, you know, you try to, it's a conflict in your brain there, you know, and it just, you know, it leads to so much confusion. And we were sitting there eating dinner one day, you know, a couple of weeks later, and next thing I know, I opened my eyes, and they got me in a chair, put me in the car out here, and I done urinated all over. I mean, they said I was convulsed, you know, having seizures and stuff, and of course I'm thinking, oh, it's my heart, I got something wrong, you know. It was turned out to be stress. I mean, just not knowing how to deal with all this kind of stuff. You know, trying to block this out, but not block that out, and you know, thinking, you know, having bad thoughts about, you know, different things, you know. So I said, you know, you break your arm, you know eventually you're gonna heal up. You know, it may not be 100%, but when your mind starts doing different things and there's nothing you can control on it, I mean, it's kind of scary. You
So
know?
what did you like? You know, faith, get a therapist, both.
It took, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, the doctor put me on some medication,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm pretty much here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really not here, or I'm not down here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty much just straight across the board.
Mm-hmm.
It helped, you know, and that's what I was telling the guy you know, this deputy, like, you know, there's nothing, you know, and Bert, you know, he's like, man, I thought you were gonna fire me, you fired me, like, dude, you know, people has to take it, you know, that's what, I'm not ashamed to say I have to take it. I mean, I was 50 years old before I started having to take it. I mean, but, you know, you can only push so much.
Right.
You can only deal with so much before you crack, you know, and when my son passed, I mean, that was it. I mean,
So
But
did you make sure you take time to get away from, I mean, I know you can't get away because you're the sheriff, but
Work-life balance.
like, yeah, I'm not gonna answer to, like, do you have a moment where you can say, I'm gone, I'm on vacation, or don't call me?
I try that, but I still don't, you know, sometimes I mean, if it wasn't for him, I mean, he takes care of me, you know, a lot of times I'll tell him I'm gone, I said, if somebody dies, you call me. You know, anything else, you deal with, you know, and, you know, like a couple of my dad, I mean, my investigator, I was working with him at the police department when his son was born. And I remember him walking, his mom walking up there, little, you know, carrying his son. And now he works for me. I mean, he's 20-something years old and he works for me. You know, and I'm thinking, if somebody ever hurt that kid, I don't know.
Right.
They may not make it to jail, I'm scared of it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And God, I hope that never happens, you know, but, you know, I just don't trust it. But, you know, I talked to, just happened to run across a guy one time who was a world-renowned psychiatrist and all his degrees and stuff. He picked me out of a crowd of 100 people. After we got through with the seminar, he came over and he said, you need to talk to me, don't you? And I was like, and I did want to talk to him, you know, and I'm like, this guy knows. He said, I can look at your face. He said, something's going on with you. And that was the time I was going through all this stuff. And we talked, and basically, instead of post-traumatic stress, which, you know, post-traumatic is, you know, you just say a Jeep blows up and you're, you know, this is, he called it a cumulative traumatic stress disorder. I mean, it's built up over all these negative things that you've seen over time. You know, that's what causes it. So, and he didn't technically diagnose me with that. I mean, I'm saying, just said that could be a possibility. And I know a lot of officers have the same issues. They just don't want, they like one another, but, you know, they're like, I'm scared you fire me. You know, I'm on the best for it, you know. And these young ones, you know, I spoke with his wife, I got to send them home. You know, I sent her to the grocery store the other day. She's like, he's never home as often. I said, I told him, I don't want him, don't live and breathe this stuff over here. You know, you got wife and kids at home, you're doing a good job, you know, go home. You know, and I got to send him, man, you know, I'll have to make him go home, you know. But I appreciate his dedication and everything, I certainly do, and it's hard work, but, you know, I know where that gets you, you know, in the long run, it ain't gonna work out.
Your story is gonna help somebody else. Trust me. I say you telling your story is going to help somebody else. So thank you for that.
Yes. Because not everybody is so open about having to take medicine for.
Right.
But it's any job or any.
Or just recognizing it and seeking help.
Yeah. And like I said, that's one of the issues I'm dealing with this guy now. I mean, you know, I begged him, you know, like, I had another one, he don't work here anymore, he quit last year. Come to me and same problem. And I talked to him, and finally convinced him to go see the doctor. And he comes back and he says, I asked him how he was doing, he's like, man, that stuff didn't do nothing for me. And I'm like, you only took it for 2 days, you know what I'm saying? You know, he thought it was something he was gonna take and just make him feel better. I'm like, dude, you just gotta
It's a
get,
process.
you gotta get rewired, you know, after a month, you know. But he ended up quitting, you know, and, you know, it's just more than some people can bear.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, and that's why I told him. Matter of fact, I was talking to him this morning when you guys showed up, and, you know, I told him, I was like, he was talking about, he may have to quit, he loves his job, but he's having his, you know, he's having his issues and such. And of course, I'm trying to get him some help, you know, and, you know, I said, you know, do something that is gonna make a difference with your life. I mean, you know, anybody can sell a car or whatever, you know what I'm saying? You got the opportunity to, I said, because that day's gonna happen where you're gonna do something special for somebody, you know, stick with it and, you know, make a difference in the world instead of just drilling a hole or whatever. And I'm not saying nothing against people who drill holes, because I've done it myself. I mean, I clean toilets on the weekend down at Marisac for part-time jobs. Tricia? I said too much?
No, you're great.
Everyone talk this cycle now,
Might need other minutes.
huh? Yeah. I'm maxed.
Well, thank you for your service and your staff and all that you guys do.